On the last rendition of Agenda Peace. With us faced to accept the Domi Reversi Mickey, we now turn our attention to the reveal that Davy Jones and Joy Boy are indeed two separate people. Blackbeard's side, Luffy's side, we're seeing where we're heading here. But Rocks can't resist as he goes after Eris and little baby Blackbeard. But who comes in to save them in the last moment? Of course, our GOAT, our Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ, of course. But in the story, it's Bartholomew Kuma, Saint Kuma himself. We had a great church service for Kuma because he always shows up when we need him most. But now, things are intense as Roger and GARP face up against Rocks to confirm the ancient battle. What are we about to receive? What agenda is about to be spewed from this? GARP stocks are about to hit platinum. If you haven't invested, it's too late now. Find out what happens on the next rendition of Agenda Peace.
Can it be your faith in
What is up, everybody? It's your boy. It's the Don. It's the Godfather. It's the future Hall of Famer. The Saint himself. JD Legend. Bring you guys and girls a live reaction to One Piece chapter 1165. Hold on, let me get this behind my rat here. There you go. Now I can wait. Hold on. See, how did I do it last time? I don't remember. Did I do it like this? Oh, you know what? I remember how I did it. Hold on. I remember how I did it. There we go. Yeah. I think I put it over, right? The Rat King himself, right? Hold on. Can I? Yeah. There you go. That's working. Now it works. Wait. Hide it in there. Hide. Damn, man. What's all this nonsense in my hair? Okay. I think... Does that work, chat? Is it working? Where are my ears at? There. Yeah, there it is. This is terrible, bruh. What is going on? Bro. I can't, what is going on? This is a struggle. I'm struggling, chat. We're here. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna figure this out. So I'm in my hybrid form right now, chat. This is I'm using my hybrid form. And we're here because today, I believe they said this is not just a suit chapter. This is a chapter of epic proportions. This is a chapter of epic proportions. So I thought to myself, I said, self, we got to lock in. We got to lock in for this one. We got to lock in for this one. We got a full-fledged rap. We got people in here. So let's tap in. This is King of Rats. So I see, because they said the King of Bilge Rats. Remember that, the King of Rats. So I said, all right, it's time. I'm in my hybrid form now. So this is what we're doing. We're here to lock in. Shout out to the gifted subs. What have we been getting? Did we get gifted something? Did we get gifted something? I don't feel like we got gifted something. What happened? We got gifted something. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Here we go, bruh. I'm sitting on my tail right now and it's hurting. So I have to move up a little bit. I don't know how to position this little hood here. Yeah. So let's tap in. Yeah, thanks for the gifted. Whoever gifted, it's not showing me what happened, but it looks like somebody gifted a bunch of members. So thank you for whoever did that. So let's tap in, y'all. One Piece chapter 1165. We had the Kuma church service. Blackbeard was saved. I don't know where we're going, the direction. We know there's Emu. We know there's Davy Jones. But now, it's time. The 2v1, GARP versus Roger. It's time. So let's see what direction Oda is going in. Yeah, he gifted 10 subs. Thank you, Shinato. Thank you. Alrighty. We have the cover request by Machi and Takashi. Beppo peacefully sleeping using Zeus as a pillow. See, look at these cover stories. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice, y'all? Isn't it just nice to see cover stories that we like to see? Because I'm enjoying it. I ain't gonna lie. This is grand. All right, here we go. Rox versus Roger. Wait, Rox versus Roger and GARP. Please. You hear that too, right? Yeah. Please kill me. All right, so we got it. His words, the way he's acting, that look on his face. None of it adds up. Okay, so we got a Conquer. I'm guessing this is a Konkurasaki clash with Roger. So Roger blocks Rox's slash. And now GARP is pulling up and hits him with a hockey fist straight to his nose, straight to his nose, bruh. Whoa, and Rox just tanks it. And he knocks back Roger and GARP. That's kind of toxic. And they split the sky. Yep, that's what I thought. I knew it. Roger and Rox split the sky, Yonko level feet. Okay. So, we've only seen this type of feat from very specific people here. So if Roger, are we attributing this to Rox and Roger, or is GARP involved in this sky splitting as well? I'm not sure. But either way, we're splitting the sky here. We've got to get out of here or we're going to die. Let's steal a ship and get off this island. Huh? What about Rox? Dumbass, no one's going back. The Rox pirates are history. Hurry to the coast. Vice Admiral GARP, can you repeat that? I said get every survivor and Marine you can aboard that ship and cast off immediately. Roger? What's going on over there? Get underway. Wait. Roger, what's going on over there? Get underway the instant Rayleigh's group is aboard and wait for me at sea. I'll make it back for sure. Oh, I love that. Rox and Roger. I came to this island to catch the pair of you, but look how things panned out. Oh, okay, so he's taking the jacket off. Yeah, they taking the jacket off. Here we go. Well, all I wanted was to save Shaki and grab some treasure and bail. Want to call a temporary truce. Can't say I'm thrilled with the idea, but we can't just leave him be. All right, so now we got the 2v1. Confirmed truce. The Rox solo. Nobody soloed Rox. Nobody soloed Rox. Okay, here we go. Hey, Rox. This form, this curse. So wait. What did Roger just do there? Okay, Roger sent a slash. GARP grabbed his leg. Can't we undo it somehow? Wake up. Okay, so like they're literally 2v1ing him. So they grabbed his leg. I didn't know Rox was that big. Man. Well, then again, the Domi reversal makes him bigger, right? The Domi reversing makes him bigger. Like bigger in size, right? Okay, so that's my guess. That's what I'm guessing. Can't we undo it somehow? Wake up. Hurry, Roger. Wait, hurry. Roger won't stop fighting till he's sure we've escaped. It's strange, this hockey. Nice ship. You don't mind if I tag along, right? Gloriosa. Okay, so they're tagged on. You listening, Kaido? Consider this a lifelong debt. You'll pay me back one day, mark my words. Don't be stupid. You lost fair and square, Lilin. Now watch. I'm gonna start a crew where brutality is the only law. You've grown bold, haven't you? But you'll never be able to beat me. Lin, what are you doing? We've got to go. Load up the treasure. One day I'll come and collect what you owe. I'll crush you when that time comes. I'm gonna start a crew where brutality is the only law. I'm gonna save that for later. We'll talk about that later. We'll save that for later. We'll save that for later. You broke the mountain. You broke the mountain, didn't you, Newgate? And looks like your crew's also breaking up. The name's Graham, captain of the Polo Pirates. Where did this nigga come from? No, I didn't miss a panel. I saw Rocks hit Roger and into the Rocks. That's an inconsequential panel. Where did he come from? Where did Polo come from, bro? Marco Polo, I get it. Did I miss him? No, wait. There was a Marco lookalike. Right? There was a Marco lookalike that we noticed, right? Didn't we? I think we saw him. The guy who kicked Silver Axe earlier? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I remember when we saw it, it was like, yo, he kicked Silver Axe. Okay. I mean, that's just a random insert, but hey, man. The name is Graham. Polo Graham. I love it. Hey, man. So Polo is his last name. So Marco's name is Marco Polo. There is no way, Oda. Come on, man. Oda's funny. I love it, bruh. I love it. It's just it's stupid. It's definitely stupid, but I love it. It's dumb, but I love it. Why not? Davy Jones, Marco Polo, why not? Honestly, Oda, you throw in a Jack Sparrow there and we have a good meal. I'm just waiting for Jack Sparrow. Oda, if you have it, give me a Barbosa and give me a Jack Sparrow and we all in. Just give me a Jack Sparrow. That's all I'm asking for now. We got Marco Polo. Now these are actual pirates in lore, but if he really wants to get ratty, he gonna throw in Jack Sparrow. He gonna do it. I love it, man. I'm a big fan. You need a ship, right? Let's join forces. So that's how Whitebeard goes off. So his son joins Whitebeard. Buzz off, don't get in my way. Hey, where's Newgate? Don't ask me. So Whitebeard dipped on Stussy. Calm down, Dragon. What do you think you're doing? Me? What about you? Do you condone this? Dragon, bring those survivors aboard. We're saving them. And if anyone's got a problem with that, I'll execute them. Oh, cold from Dragon. Cold from Dragon. Me, what about you? Do you condone this? Honestly, that's cold from Dragon. I ain't gonna lie. That's cold. That's cold. This is what we've been looking for. I ain't gonna lie. This is what we've been looking for with Dragon. I ain't gonna lie. That's clean. That's clean from Dragon. That's clean. That's clean. Dragon stocks up. That's clean. That's what I've been. This is really all I've been asking for. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. This is clean. That's cold from Dragon. He ain't looking east no more. He started to look straight. He's looking north. He looking north now. I mean, technically, hilariously enough, in the panel, he's aiming east. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Technically, in the panel, he's aiming east. That's all I'm saying. But he's looking southeast this time. But he's looking east still. He's pointing the gun east, too. Yo, Dragon is just East Side Gang, bro. It is what it is. Yo, he's still, no matter what happens, bro. This man is facing east, bro. Oh, I love it here, bro. The East fruit, bro. That's it. Anywho, This won't end well for you. This won't end well for you, Dragon. Bring it on. Love that energy, Dragon. Where are you going, Rayleigh? Gabon, don't follow us. Sail the boat out to sea and wait. That island never existed. Is that clear? Yep, so that's the records kept by G11 and CP6 concerning the top-level Secret S special mission on God Valley are sparse. It's sparse. Okay, so the records kept by G11 and CP6. Okay, so G11, that's a marine sector. CP6, we know what that is concerning the top level, so S level secrets. Okay, so we're on board. The names of the participants of the human hunt were purged. Little is recorded regarding the site of the incident, God Valley. Information regarding the island's whereabouts, size, and population were also purged. The number of casualties remains unknown to this day. Of course, huff huff. Did you know the government had ties to that black monster? Seems like an affront to justice. Wheeze wheeze, I'm with you. If you want to leave the... Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. Music. Stop. Okay. All right. It's time. We waited for this moment, Lord. Okay. Don't say anything, chat. Don't say anything. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting. Don't say anything, chat. I just need you to be quiet. I've been waiting for this moment. This is critical. This is critical here. This is critical. This is critical. This is a critical moment for us. This is a critical moment for the GARP fans. This is critical. Okay? This is critical. It's a critical moment. This is critical. All right? Got the glasses on now. This is critical. This is critical. I need everyone to do their best dragon impression as I read this. This is critical for me. He's openly talked about the black monster. Look at that dragon. Look at all those dragons. I love it. All right. If you want to leave the Navy, you should join us. Wheeze wheeze. Hell no. If I quit, who'd protect the Marines? Huff huff. It's all about the mass. GARP. The mass? What are you talking about? Armament hockey can normally counter devil fruit abilities. Okay, so we didn't get... So this is all we got. So GARP is doing this? He stayed? So he knows it's an affront to justice, but he's there to protect the Marines? So this goes to my point that there are a lot of good Marines out there. So the one thing I want, if I could ask GARP this question, I'd want to ask him, what is he protecting the Marines from? Or is he talking about protecting their reputation? Is he talking about protecting the innocent Marines' reputation or protecting them from the world government? Or is it both? And that's what I'm trying to understand here. So that's interesting. Okay, let's get through the reaction. This is a conversation we'll have after the reaction, because I know you guys are here for the reaction. But we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. All right. Glasses off. All right. Glasses off. Anything from this point on forward is pure agenda. All right? Glasses are off. We're not talking about this anymore. Turn the music back on. All right. Huff huff. It's all about the mask, GARP. The mass, what are you talking about? Wheeze wheeze. Armored Hockey can normally counter Devil Fruit abilities. And I'm using okay, this is also important information. Armored Hockey can normally counter Devil Fruit abilities. And I'm using Conqueror's Hockey coding to boot. So there's no way my attacks aren't doing anything. Huff huff. Huff huff. It's also because he's using Conqueror's Hockey to guard himself. It's not a surprise we'd cancel each other out. So Roger's using Conqueror's coding now. GARP is also using Conqueror's Hockey now as well and talking about the application and Conqueror's coding. And he teaching Roger. If we don't overcome that, the damage won't go through. Can anybody say GARP upscale? Hockey can cancel out each other. Can anyone say GARP upscale? King of Lightning, it's over. It's over. It's actually over. It's actually over. Like, there is no more discussion. Pause the music. You know, it's so funny. A lot of people like to talk about reading comprehension. But there's so many niggas out there that just doubted GARP. And I'm like, bro, it's so obvious. This guy is one of the GOATs. Old and slow. Virgo level. GARP not top 10. GARP not one of the GOATs. My hair's peeking out. I just got to push. Yeah. And look where we at now. The man's talking about Conqueror's coding, teaching Roger, the Pirate King, about Conqueror's Hockey coding. I don't know how many times I have to win when it comes to these things. I was right about Kid. I was right about Blackbeard. I was right about Rocks. And now I'm right about GARP. When is it going to end? When? When? When will it end? You love to see it. He's letting them know. It's GARP upscale. It's GARP upscale. Look at that, bro. Let's keep going. We'll lose sooner or later if we keep trading blows like this. We can't simply match a monster in a battle of attrition. So next time we use Conqueror's Hockey, we should channel all of our mass into it. Yeah, don't worry about how crippling the aftermath will be. If we do that, we probably won't survive this. Either way, it'll take all three of us out of commission. Huff huff. And if we don't land this, it's all over. Hey Rocks, I don't know if there's any words that'll comfort you at this point, and I don't know what's happened to you, but I do know one thing. I can feel your frustration, and that's so sad. That's sad. You can see he's so frustrated. That is sad. And that's evil, man. That's sad. It's sad. This is no time for fire. This is no time for tears, you dolt. Kagetsuchi. Infantum explosion. Kagetsuchi Ace. So maybe that was named after his son, and then okay, I see it. They cut a hole through him, and then GARP punched a hole through him. Whoa, look at those fists. The world government tried their best to bury the incident in the shadows. However, the disbanding of the chaotic crew led by Rox D. Zebek would leave an undeniable echo. The Rocks pirates destabilized an entire era, and the tremors of their legacy would continue to shake the world. A legendary incident uncovered. It's definitely a Gatling. So they hit him with a final attack, and that's it. All right, and that's the chapter. That's the chapter. Okay. That's the chapter. Alrighty. So let's discuss. That's the reaction. Let's discuss. Did I read the boxes? I read the boxes. I did read the boxes. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Alrighty. So following these reactions, I've decided to do a new chapter. Not a new chapter, a new format. I'm going to talk about what I like, what I didn't like, and my rating of the chapter. Just so everyone can get how I'm feeling here, right? I'm going to start doing this after every chapter. So, what I like. Let's start off with what I like. I like the characterization that we got for Dragon. We finally got something, right? Something that Dragon is standing for. I like that. That was good. Dragon now has enough. We know enough of his motivation and his basic morality, which we kind of always which was always implied, but seeing it in a moment where he's risking his life for people he does not know, including Shanks, when he's virtually powerless and doesn't have any power, makes his resolve even better, because now you're seeing Dragon do this. It's one thing to like have all kinds of power like Luffy and Garp and Roger and stand for something. It's another thing to see someone who is virtually a child and is considered fodder in the power scaling context and still stand up for something anyway. So I think Dragon was a star. For the small moment he was in, he was a star. I'm guessing Dragon is way more powerful now, so we're going to find that out. Another thing that I liked. I liked Oda actually talking about his power system. Talking about Conqueror's coding. Talking about Haki. Talking about how Haki can cancel each other out. I think that's good. I think that's good for future discussion, right? Also, we already knew Marines could use Conqueror's Haki, but it's kind of obvious now, right? And the fact that they're using Conqueror's coding, it also gives you a baseline of like the tiers here. Like, there's people that can use Conqueror's Haki, but there's people who can't use Conqueror's coding. And I think people who use Conqueror's coding are the top tiers. Kaido was using it. Luffy learned how to use it, right? I think Conqueror's coding is like a Yonko tier, Admiral tier feat, I'm guessing. Right? And I'm guessing, I think Aokichi was using Conqueror's coding too, because I'd be very surprised. Garp was using Conqueror's coding when he went to Hachinosu Island. And he was fighting. Yeah, so I'd be very surprised if they both weren't using Conqueror's coding. So there's that. Another good point is the, what's it called? Polo. Pologram. The little Marco thing was pretty funny. I like that. So that was nice to see. Anything else that I liked in this chapter? I like that Oda attempted to address Garp's reasoning for staying with the Navy, but that's also going to be in some of the things that I did not like. So I just want to say I like that he at least attempted to address it, and Garp has shown that he knows what's going on, but that's also going to be a problem. What else? Is there anything else in here? I think I really feel for Rocks in this moment, like the frustration, the crying, the sadness. I think it was built up well, so you can, it's the fact that his will is still in there, but he can't control himself, which is pretty evil and pretty awful. So, I can feel that as well. Now, for what I did not like. I mean, Kaido's backstory was not good, and now it's over. There isn't any more characterization for Kaido at all. He just says, I'm gonna create a crew. I'm gonna create a pirate crew where brutality is the only law. There's no exposition as to why. You basically just have to read subtext and just assume. And I'm sorry to say, guys, but that's bad writing. And I'll say that again. That's bad. Kaido's a bad character. Kaido's a fun character, but he's not well written. So it's like, if you like it, that's fine. That's where I stand. Kaido sucks. I stand on that. Most of y'all knew this already. At this point, Kaido's intentionally terrible. It seems like it. Like, and I guess a lot of people are going to be saying like, oh, Kaido, he was betrayed as a young kid and they experimented on him. So this is the reason why he only knows brutality. I get it, right? That's what's implied. That's what you're shown. And then he's just like, brutality, that's it. And I'm just like, can we get you to talk about it? Can we get you to have a conversation about it? Can we get any exposition? Or are we just going to have to live in subtext? That's it. We're just going to have to live in assumptions and subtext. Kaido's never going to actually talk about it. We're not going to get any exposition whatsoever, just pure subtext. I don't like that. That's not good enough for me. If that's good enough for you and you want to use your imagination to fill in the blanks, that's A-okay. I'm not doing that with Kaido. I'm not doing that. No. Yeah. That's it. So if you guys want to cash in on that subtext, then let's do that. That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. He's a hype beast. That's it. That's all Kaido is. So that's one thing I didn't like. Another thing I did not like is, I don't know if GARP, I love GARP. GARP stocks are definitely up. I don't know if GARP's reasoning. You know what this is? This is the same issue that I have with Kaido's backstory that I have with GARP's reasoning. He's there to protect the Marines. What does that mean? We don't know what that means. Now, we can infer. We can read between the subtext. We can guess. But we need some exposition. And you're saying protect the Marines from the government, from the real government. Yes. So, like, again, what does that actually mean? Now, if that's sword, again, we're making assumptions. We're still doing assumptions. So my question is like, when is he going to... I just feel like we need a little bit more than that. Right? And another question is like, how is he going to do that? How is GARP staying in the Marines? How is GARP staying in the Marines? And if you're saying he's protecting the Marines, he only has a certain amount of Marines and sword. But what about those other fighter Marines? How are they being protected by sword? I'm not saying Oda has to answer it now, but I think it's valid to ask the question, guys. I think it's very valid to ask the question. I think it's very valid to ask the question, because to a lot of people, right? And let me give a context here, right? Let's read exactly what was said so you guys understand, right? Huff Huff. Did you know the government had ties to that black monster? Seems like an affront to justice. I'm with you there. If you want to leave the Navy, you should join us. Hell no. If I quit, who'd protect the Marines? We need to think about that for a second. If GARP is standing there to be a symbol for the good of the Marines, is he protecting their reputation? Is he protecting their safety because the world government views them as expendable? So then my question is then how is GARP protecting them with his presence? What is GARP staying within the Navy? What protection is that actually giving to the Marines? If it was reputation, I would kind of understand that a bit more. If it was sword, again, I don't know how him having sword is protecting the Marines, because it's a secret organization. It doesn't protect the Marines. It's a separate faction. I don't know how that's protecting the Marines when there's other Marines that are not in sword, that don't know sword, that are still in danger of the world government. So if he's talking about the Marines, he's talking about the whole organization of the Marines. He's talking about the Marine soldiers. So sword, I don't see how sword is protecting the Marines. I don't see that. Now, like I said, so this is why I said, if he's protecting the reputation of the Marines by training good Marines to take over the future leadership, which is kind of what's been implied and what I've been stating for a long time, I guess I can kind of see that. But then we need a little bit more exposition on the whole protect the Marines thing. And why did Emu let him go? Why did Emu allow him to survive? Why did the girl say not punish GARP? How is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I will say this, in terms of the things I didn't like, I know he's going to do it later, but I just need more. I have more questions. It's nice that we revisited it. It's nice that he's admitted that it's an affront to justice, but I would argue that only makes his detractors even louder as a result. Because think about it this way, and let me frame it for you guys. I'm trying to think of a corrupt government here. Well, we have a lot of them, right? So obviously I have one. Think about Pacific Theater Japan. And Pacific Theater Japan, if you guys are familiar with Unit 731, if you're familiar with Nanking, you're familiar with the atrocities that Pacific Theater Japan was committing during World War II and before that. And imagine there is a soldier within the Japanese military, and he finds out what the higher ups are allowing to go on with Unit 731, with Nanking, all of that stuff. And he finds that out and says, this is an affront to justice. And someone says, if you want to leave the Japanese military, you should join us. We're leaving. And he's like, well, who would protect the Japanese military? Who would protect the good Japanese military people? And I guess it's a little bit different because they were at war, but at the same time, it's still a violently corrupt government that is doing awful things to human beings. So you'd have, in that moment, it's like, well, how can we, what do you mean by protect the Japanese military? What are you protecting them from? What is your plan? What are you doing to do that? Do you know what I'm saying? They're more police than military. So I guess you could, I think I can acknowledge that it's not exactly one-to-one, but I'm trying to give an example so we know what we're talking about here. Because there's a bunch of good Marines, and I literally just made a video on this, right? And I agree. I don't think the Marines are bad, but the Marines are caught in positions where they're forced to do terrible things in the name of justice. Yeah, they're more, the private militias are better. I think private militia, because I just think they are more military, right? The Navy is a military faction. They're called the Navy. They're called the Marines. So we'll have to see. That's why I think we just need more. We need more. We need more. We really, really need more. We need more, man. Because I don't want to call the Marines the Pacific Theater, the military of the Pacific Theater, Japan. I don't know if I want to go that far. But the atrocities that the world government are committing are at the same level here. Right. And I guess it's different because they're not like conquest and conquering. So it'd have to be where things are stable to a certain degree. I mean, God Valley is very Nanking. I'm not going to lie. God Valley is very much Nanking. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nanking. And if you're not, I mean, if you have the stomach for it, read up on it. But what was going on in God Valley is very Nanking. Very, very Nanking. Very much so. Down to like the playing of games to see how many people you can actually kill. Trust me. Trust me. It's pretty similar. If you guys are not familiar with the Nanking Massacre, a lot of the stuff that they are doing in God Valley is very similar to the Nanking Massacre. Very similar. What is it, a book? There is a book, but there's documentaries. The Nanking Massacre is bad. It's really, really Nanking. Nanking. Look it up. It's awful. It's awful. Trust me. If you don't have the stomach for it, don't look it up. Don't do it. It's on another level. It's nasty. It's nasty. Burma, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff like that. So they did. And I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I know Oda's seen a lot of genocides. Well, he if he's researched stuff like this, he's probably seen a lot of different genocides. The Armenian genocide, the Rwandan genocide, right? The genocide that's going on in Palestine, Nanking, right? There is lots of documented genocides that he can be drawing from. But just because Nanking is done by Japan, I mean, it was close. It was nearby, right? So maybe Maybe. So that's one thing I didn't like. Another thing I didn't like, I mean, we've had this issue for a while. Oda's fights they're poor. The moment is hype, but the fight is poor. Like, the fight is poor. Like, we got a couple of cool named attacks, which are cool, right? But the actual fight itself, like the combat, was poor. And that's just Oda's weakness. So I feel like complaining about it is just falling. I think we can just acknowledge now. Yeah, the One Piece anime is the only way we're actually going to see the fight. I'd say. Because it's a flashback and a flashback. Is it a flashback and a flashback? Yeah, he's going to let the anime do it. So they'll probably make it cool in the anime, but yeah. I'm not expecting Hunter x Hunter or Naruto, but I'm actually expecting, like, look what he did with Katakuri. And maybe he's only going to do it for, like, maybe he's only going to do it for, like, current fighters, I guess. Maybe. Because the Odin versus Kaido thing was the same way, right? So maybe Oda's just not going to waste his time on a flashback, but this is such a big deal. It's funny, this is Loki's flashback. That's funny, it is Loki's flashback, but yes.
But Oda's shown full fights before. So I'm just saying this is something I didn't like. So I think that's it. So the GARP issue, the Kaido issue, the fight issue. Is there anything else I did not like? I mean, the art as usual is good, but that's not really something I comment on a lot. Yeah, so overall, there's a lot of good moments. As for how I feel about the chapter, it's not a chapter that's got me really jumping out of my seat, but it's funny, I was actually out of my seat, so that's cap. The first thing that comes to mind is I want to give this chapter an 8 out of 10. That's the first thing that comes to mind. First thing that comes to mind is I want to give it an 8 out of 10. After like sitting down, thinking about it, explaining to you what I liked and what I did not like, I think 8 out of 10 is fair. That's what I think. I'd give this chapter an 8 out of 10. Oh, we got Chestnut in the chat. What's up, Chestnut? How you doing, girl? But yeah, I'd give it 8 out of 10. I'd give this an 8 out of 10. Well, was I a rat? I don't celebrate Halloween, so I wasn't anything. I don't celebrate Halloween. Yeah, 8 out of 10. So, why giving numbers to things? I don't know, man, because I want to. Anytime, Ishan. All right. Okay, rate the God Valley arc. If I were to give God Valley a rating right now, I'd give it a 9. I'd give it a 9. I'd give it an 8 or a 9. I'd give it an 8.5 or a 9 because I've enjoyed a large majority of God Valley. It was a 10 before, but once the Domi Reversi Mickey came in, Emu came in, it kind of started to go down a little bit. So I think I'd give it a 9. I have too many gripes to give it a 9. I just think you guys only focus on the negative things I've said when I've been positive for like how long has this flashback been? It's been like 10 plus chapters. I've been positive for 90% of this flashback. That's what you know what? 14 chapters. It's been 4 months and 15 chapters, and I've been positive for about 90% of this. But somehow, there's still this perception that I'm always negative. Where do you guys get this stuff from? Like, let's really address that. Where do you guys get this from? There's been 2 chapters I've had an issue with out of 14, but I'm always negative. I just don't understand that. It's ridiculous, man. I don't get it, bro. I took the glasses off because I had to do a little crash out. Being vocal assumes negativity. I guess that's just how it is. They watch you from reels. I guess so. I can also blame Chosen. I can blame Chosen for that. Is your energy always complaining? What about when I'm praising it? Do you see that? That's what I'm saying. It's definitely Chosen. It's Chosen nail shorts. He's been throwing it out there because he loves it. People remember the crash out more than the suit. That's true. But what I do think You're just being loud about what you dislike. I'm also loud about what I like, but no one seems to see that. But I think this is more of a psychological study here. This is more of a psychological study. And this is why the media plays to negativity and shock factor. Your positivity will never be highlighted more than your negativity. That's just the way the world works. That's the way media works. Unless you're always positive, if you're negative, people will only focus on the negative. And people do that by nature. They tune that out. And that's just it, right? That's really the nature of media and the way people absorb media. So like, if it's also most OP2 YouTubers are very positive, so your content is more unique. Well, I love my YouTube brethren. I love most of them. I love a large majority of them actually. And most of the reason why they won't react in the moment, or they won't share something they dislike, is because they see how you guys react. And for them, they'd rather have peace. I can say that because I talk to these guys. I'm friends with them. I'm not saying they're stifling their reaction, because they're not as reactionary as me in general. But for someone like me that kind of says the first thing that comes out of his mouth, I am less able to hold my tongue back. And for the longest time, I did. And it's the smart play, to be honest. It's the smart play to wait. So there's no shade there's no shade to any of my other content creators out there, because they're all excellent at what they do and they all bring value to this community. The difference is, and Roger does this too. Roger's very good at this. Roger says whatever the hell he wants. I say whatever the hell I want. If I don't like it, I'll tell you I don't like it. And I stand on it. Brago has a mild disapproval of Domi Reversi. And his entire brand is painted as negative. Did you see what they did to Brago? Did you see what they did to him? Brago is one of the most balanced YouTubers out there. When it comes to his videos, when it comes to how he analyzes the stories. And he got branded as a negative YouTuber in 1 second. And I know y'all can't take me seriously right now because I'm wearing this rat suit, but it is what it is. So it made me sad. It made me sad that he was treated like that, man. It made me sad that he was treated like that. I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan of that. Now, Roger's just inflammatory. Roger just says how it is and he don't care. Roger worse than me. You think I'm bad. Roger don't care. He'll say it. Now, Roger's mainly more positive as well, so there's that. I also need to read some super chats. But, yeah. Brago be tiptoeing a bit now. I think Brago's just more balanced. I don't think he's tiptoeing. And Cole also says what he doesn't like. And I will say, I mean, I also realize that anything you say, well, I also realize that I'm also like I'm a passionate content creator. So when you say things with passion, it invokes more emotion. So in a way, I'm also my own worst enemy. In a way. And I have flaws. So I think some of the criticism is valid. I think some of the criticism is a little too far. But it's also some of it is valid. Well, that I understand. If you criticize something I like, I'm gonna get upset about it. Like when people criticize GARP, when people were criticizing Sanji a lot back in the day, I was getting upset about it. I was fighting back. I hated it. Sanji used to get cooked, boy. There's some super. Yeah, I gotta get some super chats. All right. Let me stop yapping. Let's get to some super chats. We got Kenny G 2.0. No spoilers, but definitely after this chapter, there shouldn't be any slander or doubt of GARP's power at this point. Love your content. Thank you, Kenny G, for the $5. We have SVG for the win. 351. Law dreaming of another fake backstory is hilarious. Let me check my. I just have to check something really quick. All right, good. All right, I got an hour. Thank God. All right. We got the 19 months of loyalty from Papusa Monkey. Harold upscale because he's 1v1'd rocks multiple times. That's a great point. We have Curdy Dan for the 19 months. Flexi hype. Jacko Saturday. DDB. My goat Garp trying to see Rox's feet. That's toxic. Another from DDB. $2. Jack D. Sparrow. The one-eye pirate at the end. Hopefully, because that would be cold. I am maximum stupide. With $2. Dragon's first name attack. Far East movement. That's funny. We have $2 from Lilos Adventure. Garp wanted Ace to be a Marine to protect him. That's a good point. I get that. That kind of hits a little harder now. Javier Logan for the $10. If Garp knew it was an affront to justice, then why not help Ace at Marineford? Especially knowing he truly serves monsters. Javier Logan, this is why I said I like that we at least attempted to go for it, but I don't like the answer yet. It's not good enough yet. It's still not good enough yet. That's the problem I have with it. It's still not good enough yet. Vivan with the $5. Big fan of your grandfather, St. J. Gone too soon. He's still in our hearts. I don't know what you're talking about, Vivan, but yeah, pack watch. Star Destroyer 19 for the £2. Garp upscale equals Sanji upscale. Power of love time. You know what? Why not? We have Chris Shield, $14.95 for $10. Garp in real life is your son is a criminal and you work for the law. You're not going to break him out. Stop it. All of these positions allow him to shape the future. If he's a pirate, he helps no one. He sent it twice. Well, I appreciate the double donation. I mean, I get what you're saying. I think I get what you're saying. EK, the 2 euros and 50 pence or cents, I guess. Can't take you seriously with those ears. I know, man. These floppy little ears. Papusa Monkey, $5. I love that Garp stayed. There would 100% be a purge of the good Marines in the ranks. Garp does pick up strays on his ship like Helmeppo and Kobe. That's a good point. That's a good point, actually. Following up, Chris Shill for another $10. Following up Garp, if people hate him for staying, do you hate every police officer and military enlister who stay even though we know the evil Congress or their bosses have done? I love the gray here. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to hate every single police officer and military enlister. You're supposed to be able to nuance it, right? So, yeah, I definitely agree with that. You're a great guy, Jay. Been watching you a long time, and this is my first stream I've joined of you. Thanks, Zyrodius8423. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. We have no Poppy. $5. Jay, does your rat Zoan have a black coat awakening? Also, Rox is not finished yet. Trust me. He might not be. Interesting. We'll see. That no Poppy name is ridiculous. We have £2 from Nefrit. Knee Rift. Garp is too strong a symbol for them to kill him. That's my assumption, but we'll have to see. Javier Logan for $5. If the Gorosei tried to punish a prime Garp, the chaos and fallout and physical destruction would have been too much, I imagine. That's my assumption as well. SVG for the win, 351. $5. Garp is probably strong. It's too strong for the world government to take out and spin it. It would be worth the risk for them. Another reason to question Garp staying, though. I agree with that. Viper Breeze. What's up, Viper? $10. Sengoku said to the Marines when we first heard about God Valley that GARP openly disrespects the Celestial Dragons. However, he has a hero status, so they let him be. I think I remember that. I have to go back to that. SVG for the win 351. Nanking is a good point considering how Japan is trying to erase that history currently under the under the country's current leadership. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Japan really wants to erase Nanking from his history books, the same way Turkey tried to deny the Armenian genocide to this day. They don't want that on their conscience, but it's too late. It's already there, and we all, yeah. DDK, overall thoughts on Dragon Redemption. I missed it. I said it's great. I said what we're getting from Dragon is great, and it's what we've been wanting and what we've been looking for. It's what we've been looking for. So I think Dragon is in a upward. He's going in an upward direction finally, which is good. We have Iro, 10800 for $20. Thank you, Iro. That's very kind. It's because OP fans watch you to replicate their view on the chapter. They loved it and they want you to validate their love for the chapter. That's fair. If you don't like it, then they will just invalidate your opinion. That's a very good point, Iro. And I know it's true because I do that too with reactors. If there's something I really liked, I love to see other reactors to see if they had the same reaction as I did. And if they don't, I get a little sad and I get frustrated. So that's actually a good way. That's good perspective for me to have. That's good perspective for me to have. I think that's a very good point. I think that's a very, very good point. I appreciate that, Ira. That's a great super chat. Weekly Zonin. What's up, Zonin? How you doing, bro? True. My most engaged with shorts this week are on the topic of GARP and Dragon slander and piggybacking off a point in your morality video. Really? I didn't know people were piggybacking off that video. Huh. We have Kenny Bridgewater, $5. What's up? Emu topic. I don't think Emu can flip double fruit users, and that's why in G Valley he didn't try to flip with anyone else. I actually think Emu flips people with weak disposition. From the way Emu has been talking about how he found an army of gentle and indecisive giants, and that he mentioned Rox's confused state. I think it's more about a weak disposition or deep confusion, internal confusion. That's what I'm thinking. What we'll have to see. Excuse me. I had coffee nuts in the morning. Why am I yawning? We got $10 from Tamara-san. Tamarson. That's why Dragon and GARP never talked for a while, because of what they saw in the corruption of the same Marines and Emu Monster. GARP deciding to stay a slave and Dragon fighting to be free. So Tamar-san, that's actually a good point, and that's something that I mentioned that I wanted to talk about. I'm a little disappointed GARP and Dragon didn't see each other and talk. I'm a little disappointed by that. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little disappointed by that. Hopefully they talk afterwards. Maybe they talk afterwards. It would be nice if they talk afterwards. And I guess everything is too hectic for them to have a conversation, but I was hoping. Yeah, I was hoping. We had Fid Dizzo, $2. Luffy is most like his father when he gets angry. I'm not even going to lie to you. Luffy is way more like GARP than he is Dragon right now. Luffy and GARP, you can tell who raised Luffy. You can tell who raised Luffy. Thanks, Miku Bean. Appreciate it. You can definitely tell who raised Luffy. And it was GARP. He's a mixture of both. I don't see Because I think he got his morality from Shanks, and his personality is a lot of GARP. I'm not seeing Dragon yet. Raised is, yeah, Raised is a, that's the Don son. That is the Don son. Don't get me wrong. Oh my god. Oh, the stretch. Okay. All right, I'm good. Wow. Let's see. We have 2 slapped Cupid for $10. I think we'll get the rest of Garp's answer when we get a convo with him and Teach. Oh, that's true. Garp and Teach, yeah, that should be happening. Okay. Funky Bar. If this is the end for Rox, I'm very impressed with the character Oda created here. He definitely lived up to the hype for years. I agree with that. I think Rox is a good character overall. Kenneth Bridgewater, $5. I think Garp is secretly helping work. He's secretly working with the revolutionaries. Every organization has a snitch. That would be a fascinating twist if that was the case. How would I rate the Rox flashback? I think I gave it a 9 out of 10. Mystic. $50 from Diglett's other half. Wow. Thank you, Diglett. Jeez. Thank you, man. I wish we got to see more of the general OP world outside of the Straw Hats journey or the top tiers. Discussions about the Marines feel like they are missing something when we can't see the Marines actually protecting people versus pirates. So that's actually one of my biggest criticisms of One Piece in general. Diglett's the other half. Oda has not done a good job of showing the Marines actually be Marines. And maybe that's intentional. But he's only showed it in very sparing moments. Like he's shown it with Smoker, he's shown it with Fujitora, and he's shown it with Kobe. But we've never actually just seen the basic Marine. And it's also why I think it's why people love the fan letter so much. Like I loved the fan letter. I loved it. The fan letter is very close to my heart because you get to see the everyday person within this insane world and the everyday Marine. And seeing the everyday Marine was so nice. It was so nice to see the everyday Marine. And most of the Marines were pretty good. Now there was one weird Marine in there, don't get me wrong, but most of them are pretty good. Original Wago 8131. Hey Jay, my mom gave me this money to buy food for me and my siblings, but I'm spending it here instead. Well, that's a little aggressive. I think you should buy your siblings food, man. I think you should I don't know how to give back a donation, but let's buy food for your siblings, man. Let's do the right thing. Original Fuego. Let's do the right thing. Right? Let's not. I don't need the money like that. I appreciate the donation, but we should be buying our siblings food. Let's not do that, please. Viper Breeze. He said, "Nah, F him is crazy." Piggybacking off Kenneth. I've wondered for a long time how Garp knew Dragon saw Luffy at Loketown. It could be intel from Smoker, or maybe he talks to Dragon. It could be, actually. I think he talks to Dragon. That's what I think. Starving your siblings for a stream is crazy. What's up, Hershia? Yeah, I think they're in contact. I think protecting the Navy makes sense given Garp saw his men get killed by Emu. That's fair, seeing his power. Leaving might seem cowardly to him, and his intentions may be to keep his enemies close so they don't hurt anyone. From Luis. .m852. That's a good point. Thanks for the $20, Luis. Brill underscore 541. Hey Jay, what's up? Really enjoyed your last video regarding who is truly good and bad in One Piece. Actually had me thinking. That's all that video is for, to get people thinking, man. Bro, I really love this is from Soul Knight 9 Night for the DKK 100. Bro, I really like how mature and openly critical your perspective on One Piece is. The older I get, the more I can relate to this over blind Oda love, and I do love her and respect him very much. Yeah, man, that's really it. Bro, like, I love One Piece, man. I'm always gonna read One Piece. Yeah, Simple Boy. I'm familiar with negativity bias. I sometimes I need to remind myself of it. Right? So, but yeah, like, I love One Piece. I read One Piece. Even if I wasn't reacting to the chapters, I'd still be reading it just to see what's going on. Thoughts on the pact between Calypso and Davy as a parallel of Emu and Davy fruit users? Can't set foot on land and can't swim in the ocean. Interesting. That's an interesting thought, Jadar. Oh, I'll think about that. Calypso. Emu being Calypso? Fascinating. That is fascinating. That's very fascinating. I believe Dragon will be Oda's biggest political statement, and he's waiting for the most opportune moment to expand on it. Emu again, $5. Thank you. I agree with that 100%. That's when I say Luffy is a political hero. He's not. Dragon is the political hero of this story, and he will be. Luffy will be the tool and the sword that's used for the political hero to triumph. That's what I think. Rambling Entertained with the $5. How did Dragon give GARP Luffy if he leaves after this? Maybe the GARP being on the inside man has some truth to it. GARP being an inside man might be interesting. Jay, did you see Perona's previous fruit user is Gil in the page you see Polo? Let me look. What page are you talking about? You'd have to let me know. Oh, I see it. Wow, I see it. I see it. I see it. That random guy with the hat and the glasses and the Perona ghost. I see it. I see it. Wow, that's a good catch. I did not see that till just now. Wow. Huh. Huh. Been watching you for 5 years. Finally got to watch your reaction live. Thanks, Mayan. Mayan Singh. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. That is so fascinating. That's a good catch. Are you early? No, I'm actually about to wrap up. Gabon really bagged Gloriosa and Ripley. He didn't bag Gloriosa, did he? Did he riz her up? Hold on, let me. Where are we seeing that? Yeah, I don't. She only got eyes for Roger, bruh. She tagged along for Roger, bruh. Naruto, One Piece, whose story is better? One Piece ain't finished yet. Garling sucks. I ain't gonna lie. Garling was dog water. I can't wait for the report cards to come out. It's gonna be a good meal, bruh. They took her with them. Okay. I think there's a reason GARP was introduced with a dog hood. Yeah. I can see it. All right. Bogart solid third place. Yes, that's a new metric for failure. That it is. That it is. Alrighty, guys. I think can you slander Kid some more? There'll be a time. There will be a time. There will be a time for that. Would you say that God Valley's peak? I gave it a 9 out of 10, so I guess so. Do I think Dory and Broggy are going to die? I don't think so. No. Yes, I've watched the Shamrock voice actor reveal. I have. When are memes? Memes should be tomorrow. Oh, right. Stock market. That's the one thing I need to do. Glad I remembered. All right, guys. It's time for this. Do we have the stock market report? Because if we don't, I'm not doing it right now then. Oh, we do. I think we do. Yes, we do. Great. All righty. We do. All right. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the agenda piece stock market report for this chapter. Starting off with one of the best characters in the series, Bartholomew Kuma, who has shot up 17%. Yes, Kuma stocks are up. We love to see it. I told you guys, Kuma stocks are up. If you had your Kuma stocks and you held them, you should be a very, very happy man. Davy D. Jones wasn't far behind with a 16% increase. The fact that we have Davy D. Jones stocks is crazy, but if we get a Void Century flashback, that makes sense. Prime Big Mom lost all of her aura. You'd think that's enough to crash her stock, but unfortunately, no one invested in her in the first place. That's wild. I'm not letting all three of the big meme investors off the hook. Her stock has now decreased by 8% using the gauntlet of the Agenda Rockefeller. That is wild. It's a similar story with Kaido, who is only down 3%, but is now down 10% after suffering the wrath of Agenda, and is probably going to go down even further now. In other news, Garp and Roger are up this week. As expected, Usopp has yet again gained an increase as we approach the end of this flashback. The stock market closes in a few hours. Make sure all of the investments that you'll need for the next chapter are here. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the agenda stock market is now open again. Since we'll be on break, it'll be open for a while until the next spoilers are out. So, yeah. Garp stocks are obviously up. Super high right now. Roger stocks are up. Dragon stocks are probably going to skyrocket, so I would suggest that. Kaido stocks are going down. Like if you had Kaido stocks, you're cooked. But it seems like people are selling, so it's fair. People are begging it with Usopp, but it is what it is. And I think Marco stocks. I think some people are going to buy some Marco stocks. Pologram, don't buy those Pologram stocks. I know how you guys are going to act, but don't do that. I think I got another. Yeah, we got another super chat from Mr. All Day Every Day. Dragon's list of L's is so long. A few good flashback moments can't offset it. No, I agree. I tried to name them, but I'd have to donate hundreds just for a forward count. I'm screaming. No, there's a break next week. We have Kenneth Bridgewater, 2009. Garp fighting and leaking from insider information makes sense. He loves the symbol Marines, but hates the folks that run it. Yes, I agree. $5 from Kenneth Bridgewater. So few announcements before I close out the stream. And actually, let me read that comment from Hari. Jay, what do you think about Kaido and Big Mom not even being curious about what happened to Rocks and just leaving? Sure, they aren't very comrade-like, but doesn't it feel like an odd skip from them getting rocks to... Wait. Why can't I read? Oh my god! Getting rocked to them leaving as if nothing happened. Could Kaido, Linlin, and Whitebeard have really believed Rocks betrayed them after seeing Fang's wings, etc., and decide to leave? Probably, yeah. Probably. I don't think they cared enough to figure out. Shiki never cared. We knew that. Shiki was like, oh, he said, oh, word, we out? And Shiki did. So, and then we got 25 Qatari, I guess that's Qatari money, from Abdullah. Mihawk Conquerors Hockey confirmed because he dueled with Shanks. I disagree, but we'll see. And then $5 from Ship Showdown Mode 934. What do you think the possibility of One Piece film Rocks covering Rocks' birth to God Valley? keep up the great work. I think it would be very good and an easy cash cow for Oda to make. Would he do it? I don't know. I think it would be great if Oda did it. I think the Void Century should be a movie. Oda should definitely do a Mugen Train gimmick with the Void Century. The Void Century should be a movie. Either the Void Century flashback should be a movie or the God Valley and the anime should be a movie. You'd make so much money. You'd make so much money. So much money, Oda. It'd be such a good idea. That's such a good, so much money. So much money. A God Valley movie would make so much money. He watches you. So if they make a God Valley movie, you guys can just thank me and I want at least 3% royalties. I'll take 2% to be fair, but yes. But yes. Okay. So it is time for me to bid you guys adieu. It's been fun. 8 out of 10 chapter if you guys haven't heard, and a little announcement as well. So the review Brago crashing out, that's funny. The Chainsaw Man, I have a Chainsaw Man movie review coming out, and big news, the Berserk video is almost done. It should be coming out literally Sunday or Monday, so be prepared for that. That's gonna be good. That Berserk video, I'm just telling you guys now, will be my best video I've ever made. It'll be the best edited video. It'll be the best presentation, best script, all of that stuff. So if you guys are passionate about the Legend series and the video essays that I've been doing, you guys are you're not gonna want to miss this. You're not gonna want to miss this. It's gonna be on Golden Age. I put a lot of effort into this video, guys. A lot of effort. So definitely give it a chance. Take a look. And even if you're just only here for One Piece, you know, anything helps. A view, a like, comment. You guys will love it because I eventually plan on doing this type of series for One Piece as well. So until then, thank you so much, guys, and I'll catch you guys later. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.